What's up, guys? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be looking at Regigigas along with the rest of the Regis, and just taking a little bit of a break from all like the new EXs and stuff like that, and just kind of going back to some older decks that really got a great update with Paradox Rift. One of the things that got this deck kind of back into the game, back into the meta, is Earthen Vessel. It gave us a way to really search out and get the energies we're looking for and get them into the discard pile as fast as possible. And also, thanks to Luminous Energy being able to fill in, it really actually ramps up kind of quickly. We also run one gift energy. The reason for this is sometimes our hands can get a little messy, and it's easy to just throw on a gift energy, draw back to 7 after we're knocked out, and kind of play from there. We're also running 4 Path to the Peak because we need to be able to shut off our opponent, and it doesn't affect us in any way to have it. The classic Hisuian Heavy Ball, because if one of our Regis is prized, which at least one, based on our numbers, is always going to be. We can kind of fill that out. Artazon to get ourselves ready in the early game. And after that, we're really just running Professors, so that way we can always discard the Regis that we need. Same thing with Serena, just being able to discard the energies. And like that's pretty much the play. We're just looking to discard everything that we have to and get ourselves into the game. We run 4 Super Rods because we're going to need these Regis back and always have the ability to get them. We run the Nest Balls for the same thing, Ultra Balls for the same thing, and we run 2 Switch Carts. I can make the argument for running like an extra switch or an escape rope or something, but for the most part, 2's been fine, and you can always attach energies to retreat out if you need to, or just let one in the active, get knocked out. It's not really the biggest deal most of the time. But yeah, so that's the list, guys. Let me know what you think, and we'll get into the games in a second, but don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And let me know what decks you want to see in the future and all that kind of stuff, since now we're getting to the point where we've done almost all the EXs. I think we still have, like, Skeledirge to do, but outside of that, I think I've done all of the new EXs from Paradox Rift. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I have. So let me know what decks you want to see, and, like, if it's, like, a random rogue deck, or if it's just, like, a past deck that's received an update, or a card you want featured, just let me know, and I can get that worked on, and I'll see you guys in the games. Alright, so we're into the first game. Our opponent will be going first. We draw a single Draco. We'll hold on to the other one for now. I guess it kind of depends on what our opponent's playing. Alright, so it looks like they're playing Charizard. It's not terrible for us, but it's not always the best, just because it's kind of hard to hit certain damage numbers, but honestly, we kind of two-shot the Charizard EXs, and that is normally fine for us. Their hand looks not great, so we'll see. I'll go ahead and discard this. Grab ourselves the Grass and Fire. And then for now, what I'll do, we'll attach this, and we don't want to Iono yet, specifically because if their hand is completely bricked, we don't want to give them the opportunity to do like something more. So even though it's not like super optimal for us, it's better just to kind of play this for now, lay down the path, and move on. See what we get on our next turn. And then from there, we can Iono on the next turn if we like really have to. Because some of the things that could bail him out is like a research, if he wants to discard his whole hand, or like if he had a rare candy Pidgeot to like grab him something, then he could do that play. But that's why we played down path, just to kind of limit like that potential option. Alright, so he can rare candy Pidgeot, then play the Sealstone, get himself a Stadium or like a Vacuum, clear it, and then make the play. There's an Ultra Ball. So he has options here, and it sucks that we couldn't really get into anything, but unfortunately, that's the way that it is sometimes. There's a switch and an escape rope for an Entei. Interesting. Oh, so we can put the seal stone onto Entei. Right, it doesn't go onto Pidgeot, right? Because Pidgeot's an EX. Kind of forgot that it's not a V. I'm a fool. Alright, there's the Pidgeot EX. Basic fire energy. So he didn't take a vacuum or something. That's strange. So we'll throw down the luminous energy. We can assume that he has to have something. So we can just go ahead and path at this point, or not path, like switch at this point. We're not really getting anywhere, you know, just slow playing it. So we'll go ahead and grab ourselves the Registeel, start to set ourselves up. Earthen Vessel, discard the electric energy. Now we can grab these two and draw ourselves an extra card. There's an extra path in case he clears it. We can just put one down again, which is pretty good to stop, like, honestly, like, just the Charizard EX from kind of popping off. On our next turn, we can attach one energy here and just Iono a second time. And just look for our last two Regis and then, like, really get the game going. Where did he attach it to the Pidgeot? His Charmeleon's out of play. His second Pidgeot is out of play. This is probably my favorite of the Pidgeot arts, actually. I know that, like, the other one, like the full art rare or the illustration rare, whatever this is called, is, like, more popular, but I actually kind of prefer the other one. Alright, cool. So, Nest Ball. I think we're missing, what, Lecky and Rock? Yeah, so we'll grab ourselves the Lecky. Then we'll attach... What's going to be the most important? We'll attach the Steel Energy as, like, our extra colorless here, and we'll go ahead and Iono again. Hopefully we can hit the Regirock and kind of start getting stuff to happen. We can Hisuian Heavy Ball, and I said this in the breakdown that pretty much just off, like, pure numbers, you're always going to end up with at least, like, 1 to 2 Regis in your discard pile, or not discard pile, in your prize cards, like, pretty much no matter what you do. So when that's the case, you can just rely... You get the knockout there. You can pretty much just rely on the fact that Hisuian Heavy Ball will find you more, like, 1 or more of the cards you're looking for. If he comes in with Entei V and goes to knock us out, we can just switch into Regice. Make the attack, stop it from being able to attack, and 2-hit KO it. Because one of the only downsides of this deck, unfortunately, is that you just hit for kind of low damage a lot of the time, so it makes it a little bit frustrating to have to deal with. Registeel. Do I even have... Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I was going to see if I had the damage or the energies to be able to, like, actually attack with it, but I don't. So for now, what we'll do, we'll just throw the energies on, which is totally fine, because now we can just retreat out, go back into our Regidrago, and there's nothing we really want to discard yet, so we can just Giant Fangs, knock out the Mew, take another prize card, and move on. There's the research. I didn't really talk about this in the deck breakdown. I guess that was a mistake. I probably should have, for those of you that don't know what Regigigas can do. I kind of just assume the card's been around for so long and the deck's kind of so popular that everybody knows, but in case you're new and don't Pretty much what Regigigas does is that once per turn, if you have all the other Regis on the board, you can attach up to 3 energies from your discard pile to any one of your Regis. So you're kind of always able to get like damage in play and like get everything that you need going for you, off just like the simple ability of like you always have the energy you need once you can get them in the discard pile. It's why we run like one of every important color. So we can always just kind of throw them onto whatever is needed the most in any moment. All right, so there's the path to the P, or there's our path gone, which is totally fine. That'll allow him to use his NTV. And also it'll allow him to use his Pidgeot to quick search, get out the Charizards. We can lay another path down if we want. Yeah, there's Charizard. We don't really need the paths more like after everything's kind of powered up. It'll just kind of be extra and to shut off the Pidgeot again, which will work fine for me. If he knocks this out, same thing. We can either go into... Yeah, so there's the knockout on that. Not a big deal, though, because now we have the Luminous Energy in play. And from here... We'll put up the Registeel. We can place down this Regidrago. And yeah, so from this point, let's just play down the path to the peak again. And we'll attach the energies onto Registeel. So, one, the Luminous Energy, which kind of fills in whichever energy else that you're missing. And then we have room for just an extra one. Did I miscount? Oh, no. Alright, I was right. I thought I miscounted for a second and I got, like, kind of sad. But nope, we have the exact amount of damage that we need. Knocks this out. We can take 2 prizes. We're down to the last 2. We have a Nest Ball in our hand to find whatever gets knocked out. We have the Registeel already in play. So I think now... I guess the question kind of becomes, do we want to put... Like, do we just want to boss up, like, a Manaphy, knock that out, and then look for another boss or something like that? Or do we just want to put damage onto the Charizard EX? And I think the play at this point is, like, I think we just go Regidrago, hit for 240, and then hold the boss's orders for, like, if it retreats or tries to do something else. And I think that's going to be the play. There's the Blazing Darkness. Knocks us out, but again, it doesn't really matter. We can go into Regidrago. There's a counter catcher. I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. Play down the Registeel. And Ancient Wisdom. Once this deck kind of, like, gets itself in a position, it's so strong. So there's our 2 grass, 1 fire. The only thing that was kind of holding this deck back in the past, or for the last little bit, is that once we lost a lot of, like, the good special energies and stuff like that, the deck kind of fell apart. But now that you have Earthen Vessel to be able to search out your energies and get them into the discard as soon as possible, it really turns the deck back on. Running the 1 gift energy can come in super clutch early game sometimes, like when you just need those extra few draws. You can throw it on, let it get knocked out. Who really cares? You know, we have all single prizers, so we kind of have a long time to be able to work with. Again, here's how we hold the boss's orders, because if they want to retreat it out, doesn't really matter. Interesting. Okay, so they want to get rid of that. And in this case, we have the Regieleki in hand, so we don't really even need to get another one. And if it came down to, like, desperate times, call for desperate measures or whatever, we could always, like, Serena and end up looking for one of our... we should have 3... Oh, no. Yeah, we have, like, 4 Super Rods in the deck. So we're always going to be able to shuffle our Regis back anyway. There's an Energy Search. We'll just place down the Regi again, but wouldn't really matter whether we had it or not. Boss's orders up, and hit for another 240. Taking the last knockout that we need, and we'll emote. No! I don't want to lose my opportunity to emote. Emote! Ugh, I lost my opportunity to emote. So we'll count this as the emote. But yeah, so that's game 1, guys. Definitely let me know what you think of the build, but more than anything else, let me know what you think of the individual Regis. Not as a card, but it is as, like, a design. I think Regidrago is so ugly. I hate this thing. And it sucks that it's, like, the best one of all these Regis in this deck. This thing sucks. Regice looks way cooler, Regirock being my favorite of them. Obviously, if we're not counting Regigigas, because that's the coolest one. But if we're not counting Gigas, we're just counting all, like, the standalone Regis. This one sucks. I hate the look of Regidrago so much. And I wish Regice or Regirock was way better, but unfortunately it's just not. Regieleki's okay, and Registeel's fine. But yeah, definitely let me know what you think your favorite of the Regis are. But yeah, we'll get into game 2, and I'll see you there. Bye. Alright, we're into the next game. Our opponent's going first. Alright, this isn't terrible. It's not ideal, but it's not terrible. What I think we're going to do here is we'll lay down the Artazon, search, Ultra Ball away, a Serena, and a Super Rod, search ourselves out something else, then Iono, and look for a brand new hand. I think is going to be the play. Because we want to be able to find our Regis, but we also need to make sure that we're getting into our energies and getting those in the discard pile, which is the kind of most important thing. If we just find a single loose energy, though, it's fine. We can put it onto our Regirock and Regigate, trying to find the trying to find some of our last pieces. I don't know why that sentence was so hard for me to say. There's an escape rope for the Comfey. Depending on what variant of Lost Zone they are, this matchup could be a little bit difficult. Just, let's see, just because, like, certain variations can be kind of difficult. Dealing with, like, Sableye and Cramorant and stuff like that is just kind of annoying because we're both single prize decks. And one of the ways that, alright, and them having the Iron Hands is going to make this a little bit more difficult. We're definitely going to want to power up the Regirock as soon as possible to get the knockout on this. So whether we have to boss's orders it or something will become kind of critical. So as of right now, they can't Mirage Gate. There's one energy manually, so we'll see. Alright, so Nest Ball. Let's see, we have 2 Regice. We have 2 Dragos, 1 Gigas, 1 Rock, and 2 Steel in the deck. Alright, so that's fine. We'll go ahead and Artazon, find ourselves the Drago. Then we can Ultra Ball, get rid of these. Find ourselves, it's going to be an even distribution between everything, so just grabbing the Steel for now is fine. Place down the Steel, and we'll go ahead and Artazon. We still need to find 2 more. We just found ourselves a whole bunch of energies, but we did find ourselves a Lecky. So for now, I don't actually want to attach the gift energy because the reality is they're probably not knocking us out on the next turn anyway. So I think we just attach the grass energy here and Regigate. Grab ourselves the ice. And now we have Regigigas turned on. We just have to just start getting energies into our discard pile. But we need a fighting energy and a luminous energy in order to use our boss and get rid of the Iron Hands. One way that we can get the energies in the discard pile is like we can just manually attach and retreat. Get them in the discard pile and then reattach them to whatever we want to throw in the active. But we're still going to need a luminous energy in order to get that to work. We will have the Defiance Band, so that makes things a little bit easier. But we're really going to need Serena or something to start getting some discards going. I think like situations like this are what kind of holds the deck back from being able to like really push that upper echelon of like the tier rankings and stuff like that. Is like on paper, if everything goes right, this deck is super strong, but it relies on kind of a few gimmicks that will hold it back a little bit as like the game progresses. So like needing to make sure that you discard your energies, needing to make sure that your bench is full can definitely make things kind of hard, especially when like Avery's running around. That can be kind of annoying to deal with, knocking off 2 of your Regis. Things like Iron Hands being in the meta are pretty frustrating to deal with as like a Regi player, because the whole advantage that you have is that you're able to kind of uptrade, but now you can't. We'll go ahead and put Regi Ice into play. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Just Cramorant. So we'll go ahead and play down the gift energy and just kind of let this thing get knocked out. And that'll help us a little bit. But it's not going to help us too much. Yeah, we'll manually attach the gift energy here. We'll throw the Defiant Band on Regidrago. And from here, we will Iono everything away. Reset their hand a little bit. Look to find something useful. Alright, so that's honestly not too bad. So we can Earthen Vessel, get rid of the Luminous, find ourselves this and a Fighting Energy, discard both of these, and look for a second. What are we gonna want? I think we'll just look for a second Regirock, because that's the thing we're gonna need to kind of get knocked out here. And then from here, yeah, that's about all we can do. We can like start attaching, but it really doesn't make too much of a difference right now. But really what we're hoping for is that losing the path is not really that big of a deal. Cool. So they lost some energies that way. That's kind of nice for us. Really what we're looking for is that we're looking for a boss, so that way we can bring in Regirock, boss up the Iron Hands, kind of plus up on the prize trade, and go from there. And hopefully find kind of like what we're looking for. Since now we have the energies in the discard pile to kind of get where we want to go. I guess the Ultra Ball, I should have grabbed Regi Ice. That's kind of my fault. There's the Water Energy. We can throw Regirock into the active. There's a switch cart. We will relay path. And from here, unfortunately... How do we want to play this? Alright, so I think what we'll do, instead of just discarding this, we'll throw Regice back into the deck. Then we can just go ahead and... Yeah. So we'll go ahead and research here. Heavy ball. Find ourselves another Regigigas. No, we'll... Alright, we'll grab the Gigas. That's kind of more important. Now what we can do is throw down the ice. Pass. Yeah. So this is going to be the play. So we'll go ahead and throw the energies down onto our Regirock here. Regirock will knock out Cramorant. We take the single prize. There's our Serena. So now we're in a position where we just have to find the next Regirock. And when that gets knocked out, what we'll do is we can just Super Rod, super back in the Regirock and the Regieleki, and the new Regirock that's about to go into the discard pile. And start kind of attacking from there. If they can't power up the Iron Hands in time, that's actually kind of sweet for us. We'll be able to go into Regieleki. Or... The benefit right now is that unless they find the... booster energy capsule, even at 120, they don't knock us out yet. So what we actually might want to do here... So we'll hit for 240. So the question is, do we have an electric energy? Not yet. So we can search, grab the electric energy. So this is how we're going to play this. So we can electric energy here. Then we can Serena. Or actually we'll resolve. So we'll resolve, get rid of the two energies. Draw everything else that we need. So this is perfect, right? Because now we also have the Luminous energy. So that'll kind of fill in gaps. We can retreat out. Go into the Lecky. And then from here, we can attach. We'll attach a Luminous, an Electric, and it doesn't really matter what else we attach from here, so we'll just throw on a Steel. Now we're in the position where we can Super Rod back in, Nest Ball. We have the extra Luminous energies to get something going. And we also have the boss's orders for next turn. So we can attack, Tri-Spark, and do 40 damage. So we can set up potential knockouts later on this, and also put this in a range to make that easier to knock out. In case we don't hit it for weakness with Regirock. So we'll take the other prize. There's another Nest Ball. So we're in a perfect position now where if they power this up, or if they choose to go into this, then that's fine. We just bring in Regirock, knock it out. And then we just have to look for either another boss. Pretty much we'll just have to look for a boss's orders, which we'll have in hand, in order to pull up the Comfey, knock it out with another Regieleki, and put the other 40 damage onto Sableye. And even if they choose to like boss up the Regigigas or something like that, it won't really matter. Because we are, again, we already have one in hand. So we place the Regirock up. There's the other Drago. Alright, so now we can shuffle both of our Lekis back in, and another rock. Shuffle those back into the deck. Nest Ball, grab ourselves the Leki again. We can attach the Luminous Energy just to kind of do it. And from here, Ancient Wisdom. Throw on the Fighting Energy, and then any other one, because it doesn't matter. Hit for 280. Knock that out. And now all we have to do from this point is retreat out. Cool, so there's another Regidrago. So we have everything we need. An Iono here could be like slightly annoying, but even still we're fine, and they chose to Colress. Wall paths down, they can't use their Palkia V-Star. So we're in a great position here, and I think we just kind of win the game. Even if they are able to get the path down, knock out, like use their V-Star power, put the energies onto their Palkia, and knock out Regirock, it really doesn't matter. And even more so with them leading Comfey, it works out for us, because really all we're going to do is retreat out with Regirock, go into Regieleki, attack, and drop the 40 damage onto Sableye. And again, if we lose Rock, doesn't really matter. We'll just Nest Ball back in. You know, if we had to, we could Super Rod it all back. We can Nest Ball it back. So, like, this is kind of the point where the deck really, really turns on. It just kind of takes a little bit to get there. And that's the thing kind of holding it back from being, like, higher tier and, like, kind of out of this, like, tier, like, 2.5-ish rogue range. Is just that kind of weak first, like, 2 turns. But once you can get to this point in the game, like, you're so strong. Like, you're always kind of able to ramp, and you can hold all the Regis in your hand that you need to get to, or you just have, like, the Nest Balls and options to always get back in. Path is super strong, so, like, here they were able to clear it, but it doesn't really matter. The game's kind of decided. Path kind of held them off for a little while. And so, yeah, Subspace Swell. They knock that out. We go into Regieleki, which is also kind of ugly, but it's fine. Regieleki's okay. I think the design's, like, alright, but kind of whatever. I get the point of the Regis is that, like, they represent different ages and time. So, like, Regieleki is the modern age, then, like, Regidrago is, like the Middle Ages, I think. We'll bring up Comfey. But yeah, so then, like, you know, the Steel Age and the Ice Age and the Stone Age and stuff like that, like, it's all represented. And, like, I think that's really cool. I just wish they had something cooler for Regieleki and Drago. Alright, so there's the 40 damage, because we set that up earlier. And we'll put 40 onto Palkia just because. Take our last 2 prizes. And there we go. So there's our last 2. Making it look kind of easy. There's an Earthen Vessel, which we could have actually wanted earlier, but, you know, sometimes that just is what it is. You can't control your prizes. So that's the game, guys. Definitely let me know what you think of the deck. Let me know how you guys are playing it, and if you guys enjoy the Regis and stuff like that. I personally find this deck really fun, and I like it a lot. It definitely performs better, like way better now than it used to. So if you used to really like the deck, or you used to have a lot of fun with it, and you just kind of felt like it became too weak, give it a try now. Try it with Earthen Vessel, and try it with some changes, and I actually think it's really strong. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, and let me know what other decks or cards you want to see featured in the future. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.